The Congress has finally put an end to all speculation. Will it attend the Ram Mandir inauguration on the 22nd of January or not? Well, today Sonia Gandhi, MallikaArjun, Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chowdhuary, the three invitees from the Congress, have declined the Ram Mandir invite, claiming the incomplete temple's inauguration has been turned into an event for electoral gains and part of a political project by the BJP RSS. The Congress said they appreciate and respect and honor the sentiments of millions of Hindus for Lord Ram, but said the event was now purely political. The BJP has hit back, saying that the invite snub is part of appeasement politics by the Congress party. It's our top focus tonight.
The clock is ticking to the consecration. Invitations making their way to the top echelons of country's political elite. And now, after days of suspense, the Congress making its stand clear. The party's top leadership, that is Sonia Gandhi, MallikaArjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chowdhuary, will not be attending the Pran Pratishtha ceremony on 22nd January in Ayodhya. In an official statement, the Congress has said that the RSS and BJP have made a political project of the temple in Ayodhya, and that the inauguration of the incomplete temple by the leaders of the BJP and RSS has been obviously brought forward for electoral gain and is clearly an RSS-BJP event.
In the statement it said that BJP RSS event, it is turned Ayodhya.
That's true. That is very much true. Actually, they make it as an election campaign.
इंडिया अलायंस ने सोनिया जी के नेतृत्व में, कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व में बार बार सनातन धर्म की उपेक्षा की, अपमानित किया, और अब इंडिया अलायंस के नेताओं द्वारा प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के पुण्य आमंत्रण को ठुकराना उनकी सनातन विरोधी सोच को दर्शाता है.
Several opposition parties appear to be carefully considering the potential political repercussions of either attending or skipping the January 22 inauguration in Ayodhya. The chief of the Samajwadi Party responded succinctly, stating that he doesn't accept invitations from strangers.
मैं इनको नहीं जानता हूं, न मेरा इनका कोई परिचय है. मैं नहीं जानता हूं, न मेरा कोई परिचय है, न मेरी उनसे कभी कोई मुलाकात हुई होगी. जो परिचय वाले हैं, हमारे व्यवहार में यही माना जाता है, जो परिचय जिनका होता है वही एक दूसरे को व्यवहार देते हैं.
In turn, the VHP accused Akhilesh Yadav of finding excuses to abstain from the grand consecration of Lord Ram.
मैं उनको न्योता देने नहीं गया. हमने न्योता उनको कोरियर से भेजा है. मान लो मैं जाता भी तो हम सब लोग तो हरकारे हैं ना. हम डिलीवर कर रहे हैं. केवल न्योता मेरे घर के किसी कार्यक्रम का नहीं है. वही तो राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र ने भेजा है.
In Bihar, the RJD signaled that its leadership might not participate.
हम लोग नकली राम भक्त नहीं है, असली राम भक्त है, और राम के नाम पर सियासत ये बीजेपी करती है, ये सबको पता है. हमें न मंदिर मस्जिद, हम सभी धर्मों का सम्मान करते हैं और सब लोग अपने अपने धर्मों के अनुसार पूजा पाठ देवी देवता का करते हैं. इसके लिए बीजेपी के सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत, किसी के आमंत्रण की जरूरत पूजा के लिए नहीं है.
However, the Janata Dal United kept its options open.
कोई एक दल चाहे कि उन पर अपना हक अधिकार जमा ले, या कोई एक संगठन अगर चाहे कि सिर्फ उनकी मार्केटिंग हो जाए, तो ऐसा नहीं है. हम सभी लोग सनातन धर्म में अपनी आस्था रखते हैं, राम को पूजते हैं. हर्ष का विषय है कि देश में राम मंदिर बन रहा है और मंदिर सबका है, हर किसी को वहां जाने का अधिकार पड़ा.
Anti-BJP parties tread cautiously over the Ram temple invitation, navigating the political dynamics surrounding the upcoming inauguration. Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining us on our political face-off then tonight, Sanjay Jha, formerly of the Congress and someone who believes in Nehruvian secularism, he says, and Tuhin Sinha, the BJP spokesperson. Appreciate both of you joining us. To you, Sanjay Jha, first. The Congress saying that they will not attend the Ram Janmabhoomi the Ram Mandir inauguration, saying that this is a BJP RSS event. How do you respond? Do you believe that this is the Congress trying to distance itself from what is happening on the 22nd, even while saying that they share the sentiments of millions of people when it comes to Lord Ram?
I think, Rajdeep, Jairam's statement, which is the official statement of the Congress party, is articulating what I think is now become the collective thought within the Congress party, which is that the Ram Mandir construction or consecration has been politically manipulated by the BJP. It is a Supreme Court verdict. The BJP may have had it in their manifesto, but there is a brazen exhibition of how this is going to be the electoral business model for the BJP in 2024. I think the Congress party is actually making a huge political statement here that we don't want to be associated with what should have been a sacred event becoming, to a great extent, politically, shall we say, defined.
But this was, one minute, Sanjay Jha, this was known weeks ago. It's not as if the BJP or the Modi government has hidden the manner in which they're going ahead with the inauguration. Absolutely. When a few weeks ago, Sam Pitroda, the Indian Overseas Congress chief, said that forget about Ram Mandir, focus on unemployment, focus on price rise, other issues. The Congress distanced itself from its remarks. Is the Congress conscious of the fact that Ram Mandir is associated with the sentiments and emotions of millions of people, and in an election year, this could cause the Congress some element of concern if the party is seen to be, as is being described, as anti-Hindu?
Rajdeep, let me tell you, I hold a view which does not agree with the Congress's official view here. Because what I believe the Congress party should have done, and all other India Alliance members ought to do, is to actually attend the event, and you can still make the statement that the BJP is playing a very crude game of politicking with Bhagwan Ram. Jo Bhagwan Ram to sabke hain. I think, it's not an either or. I think the Congress party could have been part of the event because let's be honest here. The BJP, and I'm sure my friend Tuhin is going to go ballistic in a few seconds, the BJP is going to town on this because they just need these kind of fig leaves to try and create a propaganda against the opposition. So the Congress could have been part of the event. I think Mrs. Gandhi, Mr. Kharge, I think Chowdhuary, everybody could have attended the event and said that it is unfortunate that the BJP is allowing an event which should be so consecrated or sacrosanct into giving it a political color. Both were, by the way, not mutually exclusive. And the second point would have been that who is the BJP to issue certificates on Hinduism? Rajiv, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Brahmin, I'm a practicing Hindu. I do go to temples, I have one at home. I don't need a certificate from Modi or Shah or Mohan Bhagwat or Tuhin Sinha as to whether I'm a good Hindu or bad Hindu. So I think the Congress here misses an opportunity, in my opinion. I tend to agree with you that this is an election season. The BJP is going to be on a massive propaganda overdrive, and you have to actually nip this opportunity in the bud. I think the Congress may have lost it.
That's one view. The other view is the Congress for once has actually taken a stand. In the past, they've been accused of prevarication when it comes to Ram Temple. But Tuhin Sinha, your response. Who is the BJP, according to Sanjay Jha, to give certificates on who's a good or a bad Hindu?
Well, good evening, Rajdeep. Good evening, everybody. The Congress party has an obsessive knack of craving to be seen on the wrong side of history. It started in 1951 when Pandit Nehru tried his best to persuade the then president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, from attending the consecration of the resurrected Somnath temple. From 1998 onwards, under the influence of the contemporary Gandhis, this blunderous streak of the Congress party got amplified. Did they take a stand on the nuclear test in 1998? No. 10 days later, they said, our strength lies in restraint. In 2005, they filed an affidavit in Supreme Court saying Ram does not exist. Later on, they coined the term Hindu terror. So, this blunderous streak of the Congress party emanates from a clear lack of understanding of the contemporary Gandhis of India's civilization. All those people who believe that India's civilization dates back to 8,000 years are happy about the Pran Pratishtha, and it is not a political event. Think about Saraswati, a lady from Dhanbad who for the last 30 years has been on Maun Vrat, This has been a people's movement, but yes, the BJP, unlike the Congress party, has wholeheartedly supported it. They talk about Nyaya Yatra.
No, but it's
they cannot
but
support
one minute, Tuin
Nyaya
Sinha.
to a civilization.
No, Tuin Sinha, you're saying it's a cultural civilizational moment. The fact, though, is all the invitations are being given by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, by the RSS, by BJP functionaries. How does it become a religious spiritual event when a political party takes over, when the Prime Minister is at the center of it all? If it was to be a devout event, then it should have been an event which should have been of and for religious people and religious seers. It's been taken over by politicians. And look at the list. You've got all the VVIP celebrities from industry, from Bollywood, from politics coming. It is a spectacle. Where is the devoutness? Where's the spirituality going to come in there?
So who else should be who else should be handing out the invites? An organization which has been at the forefront, unapologetically at the forefront of the Ram Temple movement, is obviously giving out the invites. And those who they believe, according to their assessment, subscribe to our sentiments, subscribe to our civilizational values, are being given the cards, invites. The invite was also given to Akhilesh Yadav. He does not want to go because obviously there is some amount of guilt for the murders that they carried out of Kharge Sevaks 32 years ago in 1990. So the invites have been sent, by the trust to everybody of consequence. But it is clearly up to them. Those who believe that India's history started in 1191 with the invasion of Ghori obviously will have no respect for the civilization, which is what they're doing by creating alibis, by the chicanery of bowing out of it.
Tuin, before I get Sanjay Jain, I just want to play what the Shankaracharyas have said. Two of the Shankaracharyas, not all of them, two of them have said that they feel that they have not got their pride of place. Listen into what they said.
तो आप जाएंगे नहीं, उसकी कोई मुख्य वजह?
कारण यह है कि शास्त्र सम्मत विधा का अनुपालन नहीं हो रहा है, इसलिए मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। मैं तो धर्माचार्य के पद पर हूँ। भाई पटेल की प्रतिमा की प्रतिष्ठा और राम जी की प्रतिमा की प्रतिष्ठा में आकाश पाताल का अंतर है। शास्त्र विधि की उपेक्षा की गई है, केवल आधुनिक विधा से ही वो काम हो रहा है, वो भी पार्टी विशेष को लाभान्वित करने की भावना से।
जो ये चर्चा चल रही है महाराज जी की, कहीं ना कहीं एक नाराजगी भी है, आपकी नाराजगी है तो क्या?
नाराज किसी पे होते नहीं, सदा प्रसन्न रहते हैं, साथ वाले जानते हैं। सिद्धांत का पक्षधर हम हैं, सिद्धांत का प्रतिपादन करते। नाराज जो होगा, सुनो, आग जहाँ पैदा होती है उसी को जलाती हुई तिल्ली घिसोगी, आग पैदा होगी, लेकिन तिल्ली के मुख को जलाती हुई। अगर कोई नाराज होता है तो अपने हृदय को ही जलाता हुआ।
You want to respond to that, Tuin Sinha? It's not as if all the Hindu Samaj is fully behind. There are divisions, and those divisions are amongst those who feel that this need not become a political spectacle. Make it a spiritual, religious day only.
Rajdeep, there are unhappy people everywhere. They don't necessarily represent a Hindu community. The fact is, Hindu community is so vast that today the movement is not restricted to politicians. It is not restricted to any organization. It has become a people's movement. You go to residential societies. People are voluntarily organizing on their own ways to celebrate the day, to observe the occasion. There are places where schools are, being closed on that day. And of all people, see, the DK Shiv Kumar in Karnataka says that every temple in Karnataka will be playing it live on television. So which Congress are you referring to? You gave me an occasion of a Shankaracharya, but DK Shiv Kumar in Karnataka wants that to be played out, the event to be played out in every temple.
That's a good point. Sanjay Jha, the divisions come out. No, I take your point. The divisions come out in the open because there are Congress leaders who are saying that the Ram Mandir is associated with their Astha. We've heard of the likes of Digvijay Singh, who reportedly wanted the Congress to accept the invite. You've got the likes of DK Shiv Kumar, who are planning to organize to celebrate the day in temples across Karnataka. So it seems that even within the Congress, there are sharp divisions.
Rajdeep, here are 2 points, and I'll answer your question. I heard Tuin Sinha use the word civilization several times. ये लोग संस्कार और संस्कृति पर प्रवचन और भाषण दे रहे हैं, who should just introspect for a moment at the shame of the Bharatiya Janata Party on the Bilkis Bano verdict. Kya ye Sanatan Dharma hai? Where you did what you did to that woman in 2002 and continue to do that till the Supreme Court verdict in 2024. I don't think he'll have any answer to that. The reason is very simple, Rajdeep. For the BJP, we keep talking minority appeasement, but the basic math is what we don't do. If 80% of the Indian population which votes is Hindu, 14% is Muslims and balance 6% is other communities, which political party is so myopic or preposterous is thinking that it will only focus on 14% minority appeasement? The Congress, by the way, has won 10 of the 17 general elections, been 60 years in Delhi on the backing of just Muslim votes. I mean, the Congress in Karnataka or Himachal Pradesh,
But the truth, Sanjay Jha, is... No, 1 minute. But the truth, Sanjay Jha, is over the last 50 years, stretching back to the 1980s and Rajiv Gandhi's tenure, you saw the Congress at times pandering to both Muslim fundamentalists and Hindu fundamentalists. The gates of the Babri Masjid were opened in February 86. Rajiv Gandhi was Prime Minister. The Shilanyas was done in 1989. Rajiv Gandhi was Prime Minister. The Babri Masjid was demolished. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister of the country. You've got the Congress in the past. So Indira Gandhi inaugurated a Bharat Mata Mandir of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad in 1983. So the Congress, its own type of temple politics. When it suits it, it wants to play temple politics. Rahul Gandhi becomes a Janudhari Hindu or becomes a Shiv Bhakt, or Kamal Nath becomes a Hanuman Bhakt. And suddenly now you say this is a political spectacle being carried out by the BJP.
Rajdeep, I'll agree with you. In fact, my recommendation to the Congress party internally has been very straightforward. We are a secular party, but we got to also accept the reality that India is a traditional conservative country when it comes to religion. And the majority community in India is the Hindus that I belong to, and I think you belong to, and Tuhin belongs to. And there is nothing wrong in accepting that fact that the majority faith is very happy with the Ram temple. The issue in terms of the politics for the Congress should have been that we welcome the Ram temple. It's a Supreme Court verdict. It's not a BJP manifesto. It's a Supreme Court verdict. And number two, to also warn the people of India that if a political party uses religion in politics, uses the sacred occasion of celebrating Bhagwan Ram to make him into some kind of an electoral asset for the BJP, you go and criticize them till the cows come home. Both can be done. The problem with the Congress is that it does not take a very categorical and a bold stance. It is never either or, both in
No, but to be fair, Sanjay Jha, for once there will be those who will say that the Congress, which has prevaricated on the issue of Mandir politics, is taking a stand. They are clearly saying that they stand with the emotions and sentiments of millions of Hindus who worship Lord Ram, but they will not be part of what they are claiming has become a BJP RSS event. You see, for the Congress, they were caught between a rock and a hard place. If they don't attend, they are anti-Hindu. If they attend, you'll say they're part of just some supporting caste, and Mr. Modi is the star figure. And let's be clear, Mr. Modi is the Prime Minister of the country, so he will be the focus.
Absolutely, and this is the point, Rajdeep. The Congress is a centrist party, right? It's a big tent party. And if you want to be a centrist party, which I think is what India needs, it's a tough job. You got to navigate your politics. You got to navigate your ideology. You got to also know how to handle your communication. You know what I'm worried about? Rahul's Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, which I think is an excellent step. At every corner, every day, he will be questioned on where the Congress stands on the Ram Temple issue. And the idea was to actually move beyond that and actually corner the BJP on the fundamental challenges where the party has been a disaster, whether it's unemployment, whether it's food inflation, whether it's the death of democracy, sectarian hate, polarization, abuse of agencies. It's a laundry list of issues on which the BJP can be defeated.
Can I bring in Tuhin Sinha? Tuhin Sinha, according to Sanjay Jha and a few others, the BJP wants to use Lord Ram, or some would say misuse Lord Ram as a political asset. This is not about Lord Ram and Ram Lalla. This is about political supremacy in an election year.
You know, Rajdeep, I really don't know which world my friend Sanjay Jha lives in nowadays, because when he makes a contrived attempt to drag in the Bilkis Bano case, by that same logic, can I ask him, was it the Congress ideology which encouraged the Karyakartas to butcher 3,000 Sikhs in Delhi? And then, you know, for the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi to say, jab ek bada pet girta hai, to dharti hilti hai. Was it the Congress ideology? So I don't know what analogy he draws. Fact is that a party which cannot support justice to Bhagwan Ram has no moral authority to take out a Nyaya Yatra. He talks about the Supreme Court judgment, but who tried its best to stall the judgment in the Supreme Court? It was Kapil Sibal, who in December 2017 wanted the decision to be postponed till 2019 because they were under this hallucination that they would be forming the government in 2019. So it was continuously Congress party which was responsible for stalling a decision on Bhagwan Ram, on the birthplace of Bhagwan Ram, and today they have the gall to give us lectures on Sanatan Dharma. They were the one who, you know, filed an affidavit in Supreme Court denying the existence of Bhagwan Ram. So I think the Congress should introspect at this time. Nyaya should begin by supporting Nyaya to Bhagwan Ram. 495 years after Babur destroyed the temple, I think, you know, it is not just a moment of joy for Hindus, it is a moment of joy for the entire world. And the world is going to be celebrating with us. You have to wait for 22nd to see the response in US and other countries of Europe.
I'm joined at this moment by Professor Sandeep Shastri, Dr. Sandeep Shastri, to tell us how this will play out politically or electorally. But before that, Sanjay Jha, you want to respond to what you heard from Tuhin Sinha. He says this is a moment to celebrate, and when you celebrate unifiedly. You don't decline invitations at times like this.
I want to tell my friend Tuhin Sinha, Bhagwan Ram हम सबके हैं. आप उनको हड़पने की कोशिश न करें. आप इस महान धर्म के न रखवाले हैं न ठेकेदार हैं. और सबसे बड़ी बात, you know, Rajdeep, we always forget it in the hour of celebration. But Tuhin Sinha's party needs to smell the coffee and tell the people of India what happened after the Babri Masjid demolitions. He talks of riots. We all know how many innocent people died, both Hindu and Muslims, after the Babri Masjid demolition. And we know who's responsible for it. What about Gujarat 2002? What about Muzaffarnagar 2013? What about Delhi riots 2020? What about Manipur 2023? Which political party had a hand in all of them, Tuhin Sinha? Look in the mirror, my friend. Please look in the mirror. Don't try and bluff what I believe is an enlightened audience.
No, but the fact is, Sanjay Jha, over the last 25 years, we've seen the BJP has become a dominant party in the Hindi heartland, and one of the factors that propelled the BJP to power was the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. So there will be those who will say that the Congress is out of touch with the reality on the ground. The reality is the political Hindu is now a factor in Indian politics.
Well, I agree with you completely that the Congress party's inability, you know, when L.K. Advani called India's secularism or the Congress as pseudo-secular, I think the Congress allowed that to get into people's minds. It's become, you know, very much calcified in people's thinking that the Congress is only when it is actually taking care of the minority communities, it is doing so for a vote bank. Why I believe, and in any mature civilized society, if I can borrow the word civilized from Tuhin Sinha, it's the job of the majority community to take care of those who are in the minority. That's the way any society actually emancipates itself. To say that you are taking care of the minorities is only for votes is a perception that I think the Congress has allowed that to become, you know, extremely calcified to its own political annihilation. And more importantly, yes, I'm not going to deny that the Congress party is at times played very opportunistic politics, and you pay a price. But for not being able to actually counter-attack the BJP and put things in perspective, I think the Congress party has to look within. For example, if you look at the data, Rajdeep, on jobs in the government, in the armed forces, in the civil services, and, you know, general level of education, the Muslims are worse off than any minority community in India. And yet, the minority appeasement tag works. So, I mean, this is, I think, the failure of political communication to get the record straight.
I just want to say that the Congress has not sent its official representative on this debate because the Congress doesn't want to engage, they say, on the Ram Mandir issue. So it appears the Congress is caught, Sandeep Shastri, between a rock and a hard place. I'll come to you, Tuhin, in a moment for a final response, because the Congress party, Sandeep Shastri, since 1990, has found itself on the back foot in the Hindi heartland, especially in Uttar Pradesh. The BJP saw the Ram Janmabhoomi movement propel it to a dominant position in Indian politics. Do you believe by declining this invitation, the Congress is now open to the charge that the BJP will put that it's anti-Hindu in out of touch with the sentiments of political Hindus? Dr. Shastri.
Rajdeep, I think the Congress has had to walk on the edge. If it is seen as moving slightly towards the left, it would be thrashed by the pro-Hindutva forces. If it is seen as moving a little to the right, it would disturb the support that it has from the secularists. So the Congress finds itself in an extremely difficult situation and seems to have taken a stand that this is a Mandir's inauguration or a particular stage of the inauguration, and this is not something that needs to be converted into a government function is the stand they are taking, and they're hoping to be able to retain their electoral constituency that way. On the other hand, Rajdeep, I think we have seen in the last 9 years, the BJP has mastered the managing of the message, be it a political message or a non-political message, converting it all into a political message. Be it the new parliament inauguration, G20, or now what is going to happen on 22nd in Ayodhya. And that's where I think the BJP's strategy has been to try and make use of every opportunity that is made available to them. And this is something that the Congress and the alliance needs to counter. And the only way
how do you counter it? But how do you counter it? The pitch has been prepared by the Congress. This is a pitch prepared by the BJP, rolled by the BJP. Mandir is their pitch. As you said, in the past, the Congress has tried to compete with it by playing soft Hindu politics. It's not worked. So the Congress needs a different strategy. One thing to decline the invitation, but then you're going to have to offer an alternative narrative, which is equally compelling. Professor Shastri.
You see, they have very diplomatically rejected the invitation, and it is going to have a fallout. There is no shadow of doubt in my mind that the ruling party will take it to the maximum stretch it can to project the opposition as being anti-Hindu. They would make the best use of this opportunity. And that's why I said, I think, how effectively does the Congress and the rest of the opposition make other issues the forefront issues in the campaign and let this issue be in the back burner, especially in certain parts of India where this may not be relevant at all, especially south of the Vindhyas. Maybe the impact of this would be in the Hindi heartland. And there too, my own sense is the BJP has already plateaued in terms of support gained from the Hindutva factor. So, in a sense, it will all depend on the counter strategy that the Congress and the opposition comes up with as to how effective it would be to shift the narrative away from what the BJP and the NDA would want it to be.
You know, Tuin Sinha, you've been wanting to intervene every time Sanjay Jha has spoken. Is the BJP, in a way, hoping, let's be clear, to use Ram Mandir for votes? The timing of this inauguration is scheduled to match the general elections. April-May elections, you have the inauguration in January. According to the Congress, in its statement, it says it's an incomplete temple. It's been done purely so that it fits in with a particular calendar.
You know, Rajdeep, a whole generation, lots and lots of people have passed away waiting to see this day. So the Hindu society and, the world per se has been very patient in waiting for this day. We don't want to deprive many people of this opportunity because many people who have been at the forefront of this movement are very old today, including L.K. Advani ji. So the sooner it happens, the better. The whole
You're saying it has nothing to do with the elections?
As we call it, will
You're
take
saying
a
it has
couple of
nothing
more
to do
years.
with the elections?
But the essential part of it.
Sorry? You don't accept it has nothing to do with the election?
No,
that this is religion being mixed with
we have
politics?
waited for 495 years. We have We have waited for 495 years. If it were possible, we would have got it, the Pran Pratishtha done before. But the core part of the temple, which is the Garbhagriha of Bhagwan, of Ram Lalla, that is ready. The whole parisar will take a couple of years. We don't want many people who are in their 80s, who are very old, to wait for it. And we, like I said, we have been patient for 495 years. We want it to happen. See, the Congress fundamentally has a problem with the notion of Ram Rajya, which is the oldest notion of a social welfare state. They could never ensure Ram Rajya in India with their ineptitude and corruption, as confessed by Prime Minister, then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, 50%. So they have a problem with Ram Rajya.
Tuhin Sinha, you spoke of Ram Rajya, which is interesting. The man who coined that term in Indian politics was Mahatma Gandhi. We never saw pictures of Mahatma Gandhi in temples. Mahatma Gandhi's faith was his own. He was a devout Hindu, but he didn't need to parade his faith by having photo ops in temples. That's the difference. For Mahatma Gandhi, he also spoke of a Ram Rajya. For him, it was ideal governance.
Rajdeep, what were... No, so don't bring in Mahatma Gandhi over here. What was Mahatma Gandhi's favorite words? Hey Ram. Who denied the existence of Bhagwan Ram in the Supreme Court? It was Congress Party. So the Congress Party has already gone against the grain, against the soul, against the thought process of Mahatma Gandhi, because they've denied the existence of Bhagwan Ram. Hey Ram was his favorite word.
Rajdeep, give me 10
after
seconds.
that, even before his death, those were the last words.
Okay, so your Sanjay Jha, yes, a final word to you. Itching to get in. Here's a final word from you.
Yeah, I want to say this, and I'm going to say so on your program very publicly and strongly. There's a big difference between Hinduism, which is about a very all-encompassing, inclusive religion of Hinduism, which I believe I belong to, and the Hindutva, which has now become, unfortunately, a movement for political gain, which Tuhin Sinha represents. I think I'm more of a Hindu than Tuhin Sinha is.
You're more of a Hindu than Tuhin Sinha is. What is your distinction between Hinduism and Hindutva? The Supreme Court said Hindutva is a way of life.
Get Congress Party anywhere.
I'll tell you why.
1 minute.
Because when Bilkis Banu happens, I would not try and protect the rapists. And I would not subvert the law. I would not get the Supreme Court to say that we were being frauded to protect rapists. I mean, end of day, that is civilizational ethos to Sinha.
Okay, so you're talking about civilizational ethos, according to you, which is Hinduism, and you're distinguishing it from Hindutva. Tuhin Sinha, you still deserve a final word.
Well, this definition of Hindutva, it's Hinduness for us. It's Hinduness for us, and Hinduness is all-encompassing. I don't know from where, he keeps dragging Bilkis Banu, because by that same ideology, like I mentioned, I can drag in the 3,000 people, they butchered.
Hinduism is
the government of Gujarat, the government of Gujarat that existed in 2002 stands absolved in the Supreme Court. We respect the decision of the Supreme Court then, and we respect the decision of the Supreme Court, which was passed in 2 days ago. So I don't think, unnecessarily dragging Bilkis Banu would make him a better Hindu. If he thinks that, Congress will meet its fate. Wait for 2024 elections.
Hinduism is
This pontification that they carry out, the sermons that they give about Hinduism, about Hindutva, they will receive the verdict in a better way. They will be decimated like never before in the 2024 polls, because, the average man, average person does not connect with them.
Right.
I have given you the example of Saraswati from Dhanbad. There are people from Nepal who are traveling to Ayodhya, and I think the Congress should realize that they are completely an alien entity today. They are, most people in this country don't connect with them.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I think we've heard all the sides. Clearly, the Congress has pitched its tent as a party which insists that what is going to happen in Ayodhya on the 22nd of January is a political spectacle, and a BJP RSS organized one, hence they won't participate in it. What stand will other parties of the India Alliance take will be interesting to see. But for now, for joining me on my political face-off, appreciate Tuhin Sinha, Sanjay Jha and Dr. Sandeep Shastri for joining me to give the political fallout. Thank you.